Welcome back to Nature's Cadence Farm. Today we've got a super exciting kind of tool review, and it's a Milwaukee M18 top handle. So our friend of the channel, Seth, has graciously allowed us to borrow his brand new top handle chainsaw from Milwaukee, and this is a catalog number 2826-20. And he just got this, and he's very excited about it. He used it around his yard, did some limbing and cleaning up, and he really enjoyed it, actually. So today the plan is, what we're going to do is run this chainsaw here on this piece of locust that I've got right here, and it's only, you can see my hand right there. We're going to test it here, and then we're going to go and find some larger cuts to make with it and see how it does buried in some nice wood. So I've got an XC 8.0 battery on here that he supplied, and the battery is full. So I don't think we're going to run it enough to run the battery down dead, but we'll run it as long as we can. He also provided some other batteries for us too if we needed them. So either way, so let's get in here. I don't need any hearing protection, but I do have my eye protection on, and yeah, so that's kind of a nice thing that it just, it's just the sound of the saw. There's no engine running or anything. So we're going to kind of test this against the 335 XPT by Husqvarna here. And this is another classic top handle, or a classic top handle. And this is their electric version of a top handle, which I'm kind of excited about. So let's take a couple of cuts here real quick on this locust and see how fast does it make it through there. And I'm not going to time these cuts. I'm just going to kind of talk about how they feel, and if you'd like to time them, you can do that there. But either way, let's get in here and make a few cuts and see how it feels. This will be my very first cuts with this. I didn't make any cuts off camera or anything, so let's go. It's got this little operator presence or trigger interlock right here. So that has to be pushed down, flip forward and push down for you to be able to use the trigger. And the trigger is variable, so that's kind of nice. If you want to start slow, you can, and then rev it up all the way, you can do that too. It also, when you let out of it, it doesn't just stop. It kind of coasts down, so you can blip the throttle and take easy cuts like you can with a regular saw. So it's kind of almost like a clutch in there. So let's try it out. Okay, yeah, I mean, it cut. It looks like it's throwing a good chip out. He said he might have hit something with it, but I don't see any damage to the teeth. I'm going to see if I can grab some of these chips, and I'll bring them up to the camera and show you what they look like. So there's the chips it's pulling out. I am very happy with that. There's nothing wrong with those. Plenty sharp. This is an Oregon chain that's in here from the factory. So let's take a few more cuts with it. I'm going to push pretty hard. I was going easy on it the first cut. I'm going to push pretty hard now and see if we can maybe stall it out. I was really pushing hard on that, and I couldn't get it to stop. So let's make one more cut, and I'm going to really push hard on it. Yeah, that was going on through there. I would say definitely a gas saw would have stalled out, or would have started spinning by then. The clutch would have started spinning, but it just doesn't have the chain speed. Let's fire up the Husqvarna 335 XPT here and see how that does. Compare it to it, just side by side. I'm happy with that. I mean, it seems like this is doing pretty good. Let's take another couple cuts with it. You know, I would say just right off, apples to apples to me. Weight wise, I would actually say that this battery saw is heavier. It does have a longer bar, just ever so slightly. Actually, they look the same. This is a 14 on here, and this is a 14, I believe. Yes, 14 inch. So yeah, they're both the same length bar. But yeah, definitely, I don't have a scale with me. Yeah, this is definitely heavier. But, I mean, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, so this, you know, this is plenty sharp too. I don't think it's brand new. It's had a few cuts on it, but well, let's take a look at the chips this produces. Actually, let's do that. Yeah, not the best, not the worst. That's a safety 3/8 low profile. So yeah, so my thoughts, it cuts wood. It by all means, well, cuts that. So let's go find some larger pieces back over that way, and we'll test them both out in some thicker, you know, bigger paint can size, we'll call it, or bigger wood. So let's go try that out. Just going to do some quick test cuts with this Milwaukee on this little branch right here. So let's see what it can do. I'll start back here. Okay, well, that made short work of that right there. Wow. Okay, well, that is pretty good. So yeah, let's go give this thing a shot on some bigger wood now. I'll tell you what, before we do that, we might take the 335 XPT and do the same thing we did on this piece of wood, but on the other end of it there. Well, not too bad. This thing really runs well. I would say the Milwaukee slightly behind it, ever so slightly. On this size wood, this thing really rips. Like I said, for limbing up a tree, it's great. So yeah, so let's go give these two a shot on some bigger maple. Oh, we're here at a larger piece of maple here, and you can see this 14-inch bar. That's almost buried in there. So this is a pretty good test, I think, for this battery saw. It looks like it's oiling well. I don't know if this 335 is actually oiling. I just put some bar oil in there, but it looks dry, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we're going to do the best. There's a little bit of oil on there. Maybe just needed to prime up some, because I did just have this apart. But either way, so let's go ahead and get this Milwaukee in this maple. Let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to go straight down. I'm not going to dog in and do all that. I'm just going to go straight down. Here we go. Okay, I'm kind of having to dog in quite a bit because it doesn't want to self-feed by just letting it lay on there. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, well, it made it through there. You can see, I mean, that's very hard stuff. So it did okay. Not something I want to do every day. But we'll go ahead and make one more cut with it and see what happens. Okay, you can stall it out. There we go. So it made it through its second cut. All right. Let's try the 335 XPT again. And I might let it run a little bit, try to get some oil down to that bar. So, what do I think about these two saws? I'm going to tell you, I would not want to cut this size wood with either of these for any extended period of time. That's just a fact. I think if we're looking at, 6 to 8 inches of branch type wood or something like that, that would be, the sweet spot where these things would actually like to run. So, yeah, I mean, I, again, don't know about the times. I wasn't really, I bogged this one down. I will tell you this. I will say this. I can dog this in and get it to stall in no time. But that's not to be expected. I mean, that's to be expected because it's, it's almost taking up that whole 14-inch bar, and it's a 35cc power head. I will say this performs very well for 35 cc's. I will say that. And especially with the RPM this thing has, and you're limbing a tree up, there's no, actually, I'll be honest, there's really no comparison that I have ran. A 200T maybe. I've never actually had one in my hand. So, let me know. If you know, hey, yeah, 200T will walk all over the 335, hey, great. I would love to hear about it. Tell me all about it. Tell me I've done it. That's great. So, but as far as this, the chain speed, it's not there. And I think with maybe some tweaking on this chain, we could get it to bite a little bit more. But I was having to push very hard to get this to go through you know, the cuts there. So you know, 6 1/2 dozen of the other, I guess, because with maybe a little bit of work with this chain, we can get it to go through. But you know, at the end of the day, did it make it through there? Yes, it did. Did it, you know, did it fail? No, it hasn't yet. So I will tell you, this saw, this is brand new, the Milwaukee. This one I bought back in 2002 or 3, I think. I think it might be on here. 2003. Yep, 2003. So so far, you know, I mean, this has had a few little repairs here and there, but all in all, the engine's in great shape, and you know, it's held up very well. So, well, that's it for my quick little review. That's nothing, you know, I didn't go all day with it or anything like that, but a huge thank you to Seth. I really appreciate you letting me borrow that Milwaukee and allowing us to test it out. So, but either way, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.